All right, all right, all right. Welcome back, you inglorious bastards and magnificent.
It has begun!
It is I, Doc Kumu, and we're back for my thought of the day. And we're back to our regularly scheduled programming, and we're back into the news. We're talking about Hunter's laptop today because they've admitted it was right. It's been entered in the congressional record. It should call into question Biden's fit for presidency and our dealings with Ukraine, but we'll see how that all plays out in the end because we can't allow corruption like that to happen. And we know 10% of people that voted for Biden wouldn't have voted for Biden if they didn't bury this story. And if Biden lost 10% of the votes before the election, he would not be president. This should be addressed. It should be addressed. I mean, he is president now, so he was, and I know a lot of the righties, a lot of you conservatives like to say that he was illegally voted in. He was not illegally voted in. Constitutionally speaking, they do not have to let you vote for president. Constitutionally speaking, the states select electors, the legislators, and they elect the president. And regardless of what happened, the electors elected Joe Biden on January 6th, and that is the constitutional process. Biden hosts Ukraine. This is New York Post. Biden hosts Ukraine as Psaki says no. Oh, that's the wrong. Here we go. Boom. New York Post. How Dem officials, the media, and big tech worked in concert to bury Hunter Biden's story. Everlasting, undying, soul-rending shame by you, Facebook and Twitter and Politico and all the others who covered it up, denied and suppressed the newspaper's true and accurate reporting about Hunter Biden's laptop in 2020. You should be hurling yourself at the feet of the American people, begging forgiveness. We should be renting billboards saying we lied. You shouldn't be throwing yourself at the feet of Americans begging for forgiveness. You should be arrested for lying to the American people and in an official news document. You should have your press credentials revoked because you're not a goddamn journalist, because you're lying. You're a fucking activist, and you should be arrested for lying to the American people in official capacity. I'm just throwing that out there, but it is what it is. But most importantly, you should have hauled before Congress to answer humiliating questions. Not just answer questions, you should be prosecuted, punished for this. Every single news outlet that called it a hoax should be removed from, they should have their press credentials stripped, and they should be punished. These are other information purveyors owe us, not just the paper, but this country. Restitution for what now looks like the most egregious and willful fake news scam of our time. The paper scoops on Hunter Biden's laptop in 2020 were labeled Russian misinformation, Politico a hoax, Steve Brill a fact check, Site NewsGuard discredited by many red flags, NPR in a hack leak operation that had been throttled, Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg. That's just horrible. How can we allow these people to lie to us and not face consequences? At the very least, if these people are not punished and thrown in prison for actively lying, for actively working for propaganda for the White House, which is illegal because the government can't do that type of shit, they should at least be fired. They should have their press credentials revoked and never allowed to work in journalism again. Period. At the very least. It was infamously snuffed out on Twitter, as was the Post's Twitter account, because of the policy about hacked materials that only seemed to apply to this one case. Twitter didn't bar the New York Times stories about Donald Trump's tax returns, which could have come from hacked materials. For all we know, and almost certainly were the product of a criminal act, leaking tax returns is against the law. But the Times never told us how it got the returns, so we don't know. The Post acted the transparency in explaining to readers how it got the laptop from hell. Moreover, nobody on Team Biden's denied the Post's report because they knew it or suspected it was true. Every news outlet in the country should have fronted the story at this point. Biden's team refuses to deny Hunter's laptop story. A few months later, Hunter himself said the laptop certainly could be his, and the media shrugged instead of apologizing. The laptop implicates the president. It implicates corruption in Ukraine. It basically calls into question everything that Biden has been doing since February. Biden should not be in office. He's unfit, but we'll get into that later. Most of us think he's unfit. I know my my buddy Ken, the co-host on That's on Point, the weekly show. He fucking Monday night show at 9 p.m. He has this guy that fucking can't fathom these things. He works with this lefty guy. Even in a presidential debate where the matter came up, Joe Biden's comments were not a denial, but simply a deflection. And everybody who reported that he denied the laptop story was guilty of propagating fake news all over again. What he actually said was there are 50 former national intelligence folks who said that what he accused me of is a Russian plant. 5 former heads of CIA, both parties said he's saying is a bunch of garbage. Nobody believes it except his good friend Rudy Giuliani. Well, I don't fucking care about your national intelligence folks because they're all fucking garbage. All of the alphabet agencies are. Joe, who later said yes, yes, yes when a reporter asked him if he believed the laptop was Russian disinfo, the question allowed him all the wiggle room in the world, pointedly wasn't denying the laptop belonged to Hunter and wasn't denying the material on it was genuine. He was simply referring to the now infamous political whitewash of October 19, 2020, which was fake news about fake news. The headline Hunter Biden story is Russian disinfo. Dozens of former intelligence officers say didn't even accurately relate what was in the story. Those officials simply said they were suspicious about Russian involvement, admitted that they had no evidence for this, and pointed out that was buried in the 10th paragraph of political story. We want to emphasize that we do not know if the emails are genuine or not. That's why it should be investigated. And if it's under investigation and it may fucking implement Biden, Biden is unfit to be president. He should not be president while we're investigating corruption on him. And we shouldn't be doing anything with Ukraine as we're investigating corruption involving Ukraine. In other words, the notorious liar James Clapper et al., as far as I can tell, every signatory who made his opinion known about the election was a Biden supporter, were simply peeing in the dark, their rank speculations of unworthy about being published. And some of the shit coming off this laptop is fucking heinous. I mean fucking heinous.
Winning? No.
I'm glad it's entered in congressional record, and we'll get into that, but Biden needs to be removed from office. Even if it's only temporary, he needs to cede power into fucking Kamala Harris, which is, I don't want her in power yet, but he needs to cede power to Kamala Harris while this investigation is completed because it implicates him. I'm just fucking saying. Thank you for checking out this clip of my Thought of the Day podcast. You can catch this podcast every Tuesday through Friday at that'sonpoint.info by 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's how winning is done. New clips go out daily, and we can't do this without you, so we appreciate your support. With that being said, consider joining for $5 a month, and you get early access to the uncensored version of this, early access to our weekly That's On Point podcast, and access to exclusive content only for members. All the money that we receive is going to go funnel back into this to hire more journalists and do more things for you guys, because that's how winning is done. It really is. We got a merch store and stuff. You can help there, and if you can't help via money, you can always just leave a comment, and share this out there, because that helps us more than you can immensely know. That's the best way to help. Just leave a comment, and share. And if you're listening to us, leave a review. Leave a good review. Help us boost us in the podcast ratings and get us up there, because that's how winning is done. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.